Hello and welcome to this 2022 Link to the Past Randomizer Casual Boots Tournament quarterfinal match between Buane and Hitsuyan. I'm Rob J. Beasley. I'm joined on comms/tracking today by Nervin Dolk. How's it going?
I'm pretty fine, a little bit tired, but it's normal on this time here in Central European. But how do you feel?
Yeah, feeling pretty good about this one. It's should be a good matchup. And hey, Buane is wishing me luck from his his title screen. But yeah, so for those unfamiliar with the mode, we have casual boots here today, which means both runners get a pair of boots and a sword from the beginning, but have to do escape first as penance. We shall see what sort of times they can get out of escape here. Definitely pay attention to Buane here. He's a pretty accomplished Kaz Boots escape player, so can maybe show off some pretty good strats for us.
And our uncle still loves us.
He's got some fraction of the love for us at the very least. Ooh, both runners on the single magic part strat. I might have to steal that one.
And Buane already know guards will have bombs. Nice for Kakariko.
Yeah, absolutely useful to have. Yeah, with the boots early on, we can bonk a rock next to the fortune teller house for bombs, but it's obviously a little bit slow if you need more than one, so having them in a drop early is really nice.
So we got the map.
Yeah, map sighting, so can't skip the sanctuary chest today. When going for the cursed strat on the stealth room screen there, can never work out quite how he pulls that one off, but it's pretty good stuff. Different strats here for the key guard room, but both of them doing it pretty cleanly. And yeah, they've both now seen the bomb drops.
Yep. But Hitsuyan still needs 2 more for Kakariko, and Buane only 1.
Yeah, I mean, with one bomb, I think I'd be tempted to go into Kakariko and just like hope that you find one along the way. Maybe I guess you can bonk the rock once and have 2, and it should usually be fine.
Oh, mirror!
Huge.
This is nice.
All right, so I was going to talk about how approximately 5 minutes is kind of the gold standard for casual boots escape, but that is no longer the case. We're going to be a lot faster than that with the mirror. Just 20 more rupees there in Dark Cross. We're building up a little bit of money, not a ton yet, but that should be hopefully enough to at least buy the bottle merchant first trip to Kakariko.
Yeah, with back of blind heart, there's a pretty good chance.
Yeah, there's like 50 rupees between the back of blinds and the well, so we're basically like 4 and 5 short here. It shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, a nice shovel.
Right, there's the rest of the bombs we needed anyway, but yeah, a nice little fetch quest early there. Ooh, we're seeing competing strats on the screens here. Hitsuyan taking the low route back out of the room and Buane going for the top exit. They are pretty comparable in terms of time. Alright, yeah, like a 408 escape exit there is pretty spicy. Obviously, the mirror helps us out a lot there. And Hitsuyan not too far behind, about 7 seconds or something. Certainly not an insurmountable lead at this stage. Right, we see the map check there from Buane. Looks like it was a red crystal at Eastern and the green pendant up at Hera.
And this is our first battle.
Yeah, nice to find one of those
Sick.
early. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly
sick.
before the first trip to Kakariko.
Yeah, Sigrid will be happy.
Yeah, the kid just likes looking at bottles. What can I say?
Well, if you're sick and can't see anything, even a bottle is beautiful. And money for our vendor is 2.
I did not see what was on on Lumberjack there on Buane's side.
Junk.
Let's see if
It's
okay.
just junk. So Aga is almost dead.
Yeah, certainly half the battle. We still haven't got any of the pieces of our Dark World puzzle. In theory, obviously, you know, there could be hammers and gloves and things in the Dark World that mean we have to kill Aghanim anyway. Even more bombs. So nothing to worry about at all. Gonna be able to do Kakariko with plenty to spare.
More money on triple.
Yeah, so that's yeah. We saw 5s and 20s on triples. It's almost like vanilla, but not quite because they're different tiers. Runners now to Kakariko. Is usually at least some amount of goodies waiting for us in here, including that glove.
And a nice tiny shield. Plus blue mail.
Right, blue mail's actually a pretty nice safety to have early, especially as we haven't got any extra hearts yet. You just make a couple of areas a little bit safer. Neither runner going for the post blind house spin speed. Shame on them. I feel like I'm the only person in this entire tournament who wants those frames.
Oh, we are getting closer to Zora money.
Yeah, very close indeed, in fact. So should be able to. I guess we haven't bought the bottle merchandise yet, but yeah, we should be able to buy Zora hopefully quite soon. It's really nice to have it early because it's just so convenient to do a water walk to Zora early on in casual boots.
Life lessons for sale.
Here is that sick kid. Just need to show him the bottle. We haven't actually got to give him the red potion inside, even though he's a sick kid and probably deserves it.
And he gave us our last cash. Right under his pillow.
So are we like the Tooth Fairy in this situation?
Yeah.
A little bit more cash on library there. Buane doesn't want it.
Can't blame him.
Alright, another 20 that we'll ignore on race game, and then gonna carry this chain on here to the shovel spot. And then we'll see where the runners want to go to next.
It's a book.
Huh. Alright, well, We have a glove and a book, but we don't have a fire source yet, so not quite the full Desert Palace package.
But still enough for the first half.
Yeah, definitely could potentially tempt someone in here.
And here's our Zora money.
Yep. Money for Zora, and also probably just like everything else we could possibly need money for the rest of the seed.
Yeah.
Nobody's going hungry today. Buane's just going to carry it on to South Shore. Pretty standard.
Yeah, the most checks in the shortest time.
Is Yang going to grab these bombs, but also, yeah, going the same way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just wants to be safe. Cause sometimes mini-modems do what their daddy does. A little bit trolling. But the cave is empty.
Yeah, the mini Moldom cave is trolling us today. Yeah, I expect we'll see both runners here carrying on to Ice Rod Cave and then also doing the water walk and cleaning out Zora area. When getting messed up by the crabs there. Shout outs to Blue Mail.
Yeah, without blue mail, those crabs are pretty dangerous. Especially if you're on only 4 hearts. But with blue mail, they're okay.
Let's have a peek.
Oh,
Cape.
cape. Interesting.
Right, well, yeah, I mean, it probably doesn't matter, but occasionally it will.
It could
Might
lead
make
to some points.
Yeah, like it might make the runners a bit more eager to check what's on Bumper Cave slightly sooner to find out if they need it or not.
Yeah, and also could lock Spike Cave.
Yeah, potentially.
Ganon
We've
fight.
already, yeah, we already have a bottle, so I imagine Spike Cave. Like, I mean, it could put Spike Cave into Logic later, but I imagine they won't need the cape for it.
Yeah, and I don't think they would get the second bottle here.
Yeah, we haven't got the tools to doing a splash delete right now. I'm obviously not going to bother coming back for it.
And Buane says no to Zora Love. And it seems like he wants to visit Eastern area.
Fair enough. We've obviously got Sahasra's closet for 3 pretty quick items, and then can decide to dip the dungeon if we so desire. I imagine he will at this stage.
And Hitsuyan says, I will go to desert.
Alright, following the book.
Probably the right idea.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only concern there is that if there's like a fire source somewhere in the eastern area, then you're kind of, you know, the game was maybe wanting you to go to desert, but not quite yet. But it looks like Buane was content just to go to Sahasra's closet, and he's going to also go to desert. Seen a lot of arrows so far this seed. No bow yet to make use of them.
So this means they have to count on Ganon's tower. There won't be much.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, usually the Ganon's Tower junk fill can do you a couple of favors. Alright, just a heart piece there on the ledge.
Well, so far on logic side, desert or Eastern Palace.
Yeah, that's all that's left. Obviously, we have the technology to climb the mountain right now, but that's not in logic because of the lack of a lamp.
Yeah, and even with lamp, there's not that much.
Yeah, I mean, we have a mirror, so we've got some amount of checks in Hera as well.
Yeah, but Hera without hookshot or fire source could lock itself pretty
Yeah,
fast.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's certainly not something you want to be, prioritizing at this point. Oh, look, even more arrows.
I mean, we like arrows, but we would be happy if we could use them.
See if the big chest here is going to have our second item, or if it's going to be locked on the bus.
Yeah,
Oh,
we are fire locked.
not today. Yeah.
So it is Eastern.
Yeah. Must be.
Good for Hitsuyan.
Yeah, for sure. Buane made the extra trip over there and is going to lose a little bit of time because of that. In fact, by the time Hitsuyan's grabbed the items out of Sahasra's closet, it feels like the two runners are going to be almost completely tied.
Yeah, it's not that much of a time loss, but a little bit.
We shall see who gets into Eastern first, because Buane obviously gets to take this route with his glove.
Yeah, he's got the faster route. Oh, this was a bad bonk.
Looks like Buane's going to be the first into Eastern here, but yeah, the lead is still only somewhere in the region of 10 seconds there. Two runners have done all of the same checks at this point.
And here's our fire source. Good
Yeah,
that we have
well,
already went to desert.
yeah, it's what I said. I did wonder if Buane would have dipped Eastern first, and obviously it would have worked out a lot better for him. Buane does, yeah, not have the hook shot, so slight detour here. Right, there's the big key, so could at least still be a God Eastern to get the runners out of here faster.
Yeah,
All right,
second
50
item.
rupees. So we're down to 2 checks again now. We've got Landmo and we've got the last item in here. Oh, actually, if it's not in the big chest, it's not even in the logic.
Yeah, but both will ignore it. Just go back. You're here, you want it.
Yeah, you're going to go get it for sure, but like it means that there's now guaranteed progression on Landmo.
Or at least county logic.
Yeah, exactly.
It could be just the lamp.
It could just be the lamp, that's true. Which would be interesting, because that would put the chest that they're about to open in logic. Which means that that could be the progression.
Yeah. But if there's a progression, they know Lemmo has the lamp.
Just
But
the
nope.
map.
And again,
Did Hitsuyan not open the big chest? Why is Hitsuyan not bailing here? Yeah, okay, Hitsuyan didn't open the big chest first time round. Alright, so yeah, pretty wild seed already. We're already committed to 2 double dips here. They're already heading to Desert for a second time, and they've got to come back and finish Eastern later as well.
Yeah, would be funny if Lemmo has bow.
Amazing.
But then I want to see their faces.
Looks like Hitsuyan is feeling Death Mountain rather than immediately returning to Desert. Interesting. Obviously, there's guaranteed progression on Lammo, but it obviously can't just be the Dark World access by itself because we're still missing Hammer or another glove as well as Moon Pearl. So Hitsu's kind of, I guess, gambling that Lammo just has the lamp and following the lamp.
Yeah, there's a decent chance on them.
And obviously, you can use the Fire Rod as a proxy lamp to do Hera if we want to. It's just the green pendant today, so in theory, skippable.
Yeah, on the other hand, it's a green pendant. So
yeah,
it's
sure.
a guarantee item on boss.
Yeah. Yeah, Flute could be on Lammo as well, of course, for the access. It could also be, there's a few other things it could be, right? It could be the Flippers, and then Hobo is the answer. Or, like, the Mushroom as another fetch quest, that sort of thing.
Yeah. There could be a lot of flute. Oh, first check and... Port 5-6.
Yeah, I saw a pendant at Turtle Rock. And apparently Ice Palace too, thank you, chat.
Oh, it's a flute.
And the Moon Pearl is on Ether Tablet.
So we need a second sword.
Incredible.
No sword hunt today. This is good.
Yeah, that's true. We're getting the second one before Dark World at the very least.
Yeah. At least Master Sword on Ganon.
Right, so Buane's presumably going to go activate this flute.
And with flute and Lenmo, Hitsuyan has to do it.
Yeah.
Even before Maya.
Yeah,
And he
that's
could
true.
gamble on Lamp until he finds it. So it might be almost last locating flute if he's unlucky.
That is unfortunate, because obviously, yeah, you're absolutely right that you would like to just save Desert for now until you can mirror from Maya area, but we obviously can't do that because the flute is sat there. Yeah, Buane also obviously gets to make a faster trip up the mountain here. Yeah, I think we do have an item in Hera Basement as well. So yeah, I'm being pretty substantially trolled by Moldon there. Moldon not wanting to leave the left-hand side of the arena. Alright, there we go.
Oh,
Hammer.
we've got a hammer.
The seed is wild. So that's East Death Mountain now. Though that's still not in logic for Hitsuyan. because he doesn't know. Although I guess Hitsuyan's kind of assuming that the mountain air access is on Lamo one way or the other. Thought there was powder on Spectrock there as well. I didn't notice that the first time around. Alright, so Buane also gets the moon pearl information here. Hitsuyan did leave the Hera basement. I think I'm not sure if there was an item in there. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe it's the second dungeon item. I'll pay closer attention on Buane's trip through here. Yeah, that's true. Chat pointing out that with powder and hammer up here, magic bat is also in logic. Could be the second sword we're looking for.
Yeah, and then go back to the mountain. Pretty funny, yeah. Both one will laugh.
The way this sea's playing out, I'm expecting second sword on pyramid. No, that can't even be the case, can it? 'Cause you need a master sword. Oh, it could be the cape. No, because we know where the cape is. Yeah, okay. I think Aghanim is actually dead. I think I've derived that.
But here's our master sword.
Wayne, please.
This hurts.
So yeah, Hitsu finding the extra sword there, so can now go in and grab that moon pearl. So this is interesting. Obviously, you know, he's got that hammer and glove now. Gonna grab the moon pearl. So that's Dark World access, which might just mean that he leaves this flute behind for quite some time.
And the flute gives a lot of movement.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's going to save Buane a decent chunk of time over the however long it takes for Hitsu to find it.
On the other hand, if basement is an important item and Buane goes there, Hitsuyan will last locate.
Oh yeah, the compass was there. So yeah, there is an item in basement. Yeah, absolutely. But knowing Buane, I think Buane might want to skip basement as well after he finds the hammer.
Yeah, East Mountain has so much checks.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know Buane is a pretty big fan of skipping one-off slow checks when it gets you to like dense item areas faster. Meanwhile, Hitsuyan is going to hit up the Dark World here, starting from Hype Cave.
Hype Cave or Jump Bucket? Let's find it out.
Get a bomb rebuy to start with. And more. A bow. Okay, that's a good one.
Red Marine, bow, it's okay.
Yeah, not the most hype Hype Cave, but there's an important item there, you know.
Yeah, one less item for go mode.
And yeah, looks like Hitsuyan might just be heading straight over here. Can do pod and mirror and finish Easton with that bow. I think Hitsuyan is probably going to treat this like it's in logic as well, because I think Hitsuyan is probably assuming that Lamo has the lamp at this point, which would put all of pod into logic, but obviously we know it's the flute. I want to mirror and turn your green pennant here as well, yeah.
On the other hand, if he... Oh, it's
more pods.
If Hitsuyan will find his lamp, he will know he skipped flute.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, finding the lamp could be one of the best things for Hitsuyan right now, because it will tip him off that that's not what's waiting in desert. Buane bomb jumping back across here. I guess taking this route back to the tablet. I'm actually not sure if this is faster than the save and quit the Hitsuyan did or not. It's probably quite close.
Well, at least no rocks on your face.
Yeah, that certainly helps. Right, and here we're seeing the flute time save start kicking in. Buane gets to just flute away from here rather than saving and quitting. Right, there's the heart containers. That's one of the non-key things in the front of the pod.
Well, it's nice to have. Now he has got 8 hearts. It's a nice safety.
It's another key. So yeah, it looks like vanilla big key chest here. Just a small key locked small key. Gonna go ahead and go to the back here. Meanwhile, Buane has also found that bow in Hype Cave and is probably not going to do the same thing. Okay, I thought maybe he might do the same route as Hitsuyan here, but looks like Buane's got other plans.
And maybe Bomber's tablet and then flute for Pot Eastern.
Yeah, I mean, Pod Eastern or Thief Town Skullwoods, obviously like 2 sets of dungeons that you can combine together right now. You've got the tools to beat any of them. And they're all crystals.
Now Buane has much more money he can spend.
Yeah, looks like it's Pod Eastern as well. There's our Ice Rod. Kind of one we were hoping to be not finding, given that we've got a pendant on Turtle Rock.
On the other hand, Ice Rod can make Fast Kill Swamp convenient.
There, we've already got a Fire Rod though, so
Yeah, it's just a
not a
little
huge
bit
deal.
convenience. Cause Ice Rod is a little bit safer.
That's true. Though I imagine our runners have practiced with the Fire Rod more often, which could just be a tiebreaker anyway. I know, obviously, Buane is a regular NMG runner, so we'll have done the Fire Rod quick kill on Argus plenty of times.
While Buane goes in, Hitsuyan has to check his hearts and refill. Cause the turtle will bite him, even if he will hit the lantern.
But yeah, thanks for pointing that out, chat. Looks like Buane's tracker is missing the flute still.
Yeah, sometimes Tracker will eat a little bit.
Guess Yang gonna contend with the dark rooms here. Alright. Here we are in Turtle Party, firing some blanks there. Okay, hit the torch, that's good. Didn't want to run out of magic before finding it there. It's the only particularly hard dark room in the back of pod there is that turtle room. Now that we're through that, should be fine.
Yeah,
We might get Yeah, I might get beaten up a bit in this room, but hopefully our blue male can keep us alive through Helmasaur. Can at least, you know, take a hit here.
Yeah, no, he could take his wet goo, maybe a little bit safer.
Yeah, I mean, if you get hit once, I would definitely drink the potion here, I think. Obviously attempt to win the fight without needing it first, though, and looks like we're going to succeed. It's Buane's Ice Rot. Meanwhile, Hitsuyan back into Eastern Palace now. There was an item on the boss here, so this is still useful checks. Right, and Buane also gets the bad news that Pod wasn't very exciting, but yeah, also going to go and kill Helmasaur. Obviously, Buane knows that this stuff isn't in logic, having, you know, actually killed Lamos and found the flute and not the lamp. Whereas I still think Hitsuyan is probably assuming that everything in Pod was in logic.
Or at least it's a 50-50 logic, so...
Yeah, for sure. I'm obviously, with how many goodies were on the mountain, I think, yeah, Hitsuyan will definitely have narrowed it down to at least lamp or flute, because, like, you know, you're not going to be kept out of the mountain that long when there's that much good stuff there. Right, let's see if the Armos Knights have anything good for us today. This little top right quick kill from Hitsuyan there. Yeah. But just some more money. But Hitsuyan does at the very least get to temporarily take a crystal lead here. Right, where are we going next? See, quick to Link's house. Okay, so this could potentially be Bombo's tablet into the desert clear.
Yeah.
Could also be
Swamp Gamble?
Could be a Swamp Gamble, seems unlikely, but it could be. Oh, it could be North to Pyramid Catfish. It could be Stumpy into Dig Game.
Yeah, a lot of options.
Oh, we have both of our red crystals already.
So
We're doing,
definitely.
Yeah. We're doing the Pyramid Fairy as well.
Pyramid into Catfish is a good way.
Yep, that's a fine route here.
And Hitsuyan says no thank you to a blue goo.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
actually a little bit awkward to grab an item on the ledge there and then come back for the fairy. It looks like he's going to go around again to grab the potion. We get the instantaneous mushroom turn as well here. That was waiting for us in the Pyramid Fairy, and now we get to immediately cash it in.
Only a little bit of cash. Again. So both runners could buy a lot of bottles.
Buane just losing the rhythm a little bit there, not getting the quick kill on Amos. Ties it up there. Alright, and Catfish just has more money for us as well. So now what? Starting from Sanctuary here, so presumably this is going to be Village of Outcasts. Yeah, able to clear both Thieves Town and Skullwoods, so a pretty valuable set of checks right now. There's 2 more crystals for the collection, and it's like that's Buane's plan as well.
I can't blame him. There's the ABCD rule that says always beat crystal dungeons.
Yep, it's a pretty good plan. I mean, it even obviously Hitsuyan just didn't find anything useful in that last set of checks, so it even puts Buane, as well as already having beaten Desert, just puts Buane ahead in this little sequence of checks as well. It's going to be Skull first from Buane. And the same for Hitsuyan. Makes sense when you've already got the fire out here. Go clear this out first. Be interested to see if either of them decide to go and check Bumper Cave soon. Obviously we know that the Cape is sat waiting for us, not behind our flippers. At least logically locked behind our flippers. We can sequence break that item if we wanted to.
Yeah, there are a lot of ways for fake flipper and splash deletion there.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be water walking obviously because you need to be able to mirror, but you can set that up from the Skullwoods area as well. If you went out there and saw like Mitts, for example, on Bumper Cave, I wouldn't be surprised if either runner just went straight back to Skullwoods area, set up a water walk, and went and grabbed it. Really nice fast track there for the mummy hallway there. There's the NMG runner in Buane coming out there. Fantastic moth fight as well. Yeah, 0 spikes moved, which is basically the sign of a perfect fight. Interesting that we haven't stumbled upon any of our medallions yet. Obviously going to need at least one of them to get into Misery Mire at some point this seed, so they're going to have to show up somewhere.
And logically, we just need at least one of the coins. Hookshot, flipper. I mean, you can check, but the chance was pretty low.
Yeah, Pedestal not doing very much for us right now.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing...
Coin.
Yeah, the medallion's the only thing it could have... Oh, the hookshot could have been there as well. But yeah, with Ice Palace and Turtle Rock being pendants, there's not that much that were options for Pedestal there.
Yeah, and with Ice Palace, the chances on hookshot would be lower too.
Yeah, that's true. Ice powers can be hookshot locked as well. But yeah, obviously Flippers, Samaria, and Mitsk were all hard nose pedestal there. Alright, still item hunting here in the front of Skullwoods.
And more arrows.
Alright, looks like that was that. Yeah, here is the Bumper Cave. Check from Buane, so if there's something good here, we might get to see something fancy, but no.
Just a piece of heart. So we will see Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. Let's hope we find something.
Yep, I expect Buane will just go back to Villager Outcast after that. He obviously has the option here, having not been to Catfish yet, of doing the Kern jump and doing that, but I'm expecting that to not happen.
Oh,
Ah, well, with the Flippers, it's a bit more likely that he goes to Catfish. Though I would guess still probably not.
and with Flipper we could at least visit Swamp.
Yeah, we can dip on in there with a mirror and Flippers, but still lacking a hook shot to finish it. Can't
Yeah.
imagine anyone going near there until they've at least like beaten all the other available crystals.
Yeah, just has to be vanilla. And to be really even, the big key has to be vanilla too.
Yeah, Seed certainly threw up some curveballs early on. It seems to have settled down a little bit now. We're getting some slightly more sensible item placements.
Oh, our first coin?
Alright, there's one of them. We've got the Vanilla Mire entry at least. Obviously, until we find Titan Smiths, we can't even check which medallion is going to be required today.
Buane is so rich. On vanilla he had just 999. Oh, here's Swamp.
Yep, there is our Swamp Full Clear available, so I imagine that's next up.
So all Buane needs, it's Somalia, Glove, and maybe another medallion.
Yep. Be interesting to see whether Lamp is this whole time. Obviously, it could, in theory, never show up, but it's been logically required for a lot of things.
So logically, it has to show up.
Yeah, exactly. We've already beaten Pod, which required it. Maya requires it too.
Grandpa. It's a lot of stuff. And it might be possible that both Bonner won't see Lantern if it's really in Tower of Hera basement.
Yeah, that would be a fun place for it.
Oh, silver. So
Right. Nice to find those on path.
Yeah, Witty will be fast. Ganon too. So, no spin action.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, yeah, with them showing up right here, just completely free to find them. No one's ever going to miss them, so nobody has to do the tougher boss fights here.
And with Silvers, the chances on low arrow in GT is pretty low.
Yeah, exactly.
Burner.
Yep, there's Burner. No small key found, so we get to skip the big chest today.
And now Spike is in logic. To be really mean.
Yeah, I mean, Spike Cave was in logic as soon as we found the flippers because they locked the cape, but now we actually have a useful tool to do it. Nice execution on the blind script there from Buane. Let's see if Hitsuyan can follow suit. I'm not sure if that last hit was late or if we're still on script here. Looks like we're still on script. Okay, good fight.
So far, both runner did almost the same.
Yep, just a handful of checks different.
Yeah, but Buane is a little bit faster cause he's got flute.
Yeah, it's definitely the big difference right now. This is interesting, like, obviously Hitsuyan has known this whole time that Lammo had to have something important. Obviously, it could just be the lamp, and I think that's been Hitsuyan's assumption the whole time, but it's interesting to not go back for it, knowing that there had to be progression there.
And even if it's not progression, it still could be logic for him. So he knows what he's missing. And the chances on flute is pretty high for him.
Alright, we're going to see Magic Bat here. Brain decided it was not worth mirroring for. Going to just do some quicker checks to the south instead. So if there's something here, this could be potentially important for Hitsuyan. But no, of course it's arrows.
So 2 out of 3. Nice chance for Maya.
Yep, the odds are in our favour now. So in all likelihood, it's just Samaria and Mitz for go mode. Looks like Buane is just going to follow this loop all the way around to Swamp Palace, which makes a lot of sense.
And Hitsuyan will get his single arrow too.
Yep, after many digs.
Hope it's worth it.
Yeah, given that Hitsuyan currently has full arrows, I imagine it will not be.
Well, at least he could smile.
Like, I'm sure at some point somebody playing Rando was saved by a single arrow, but it's not going to be today. Buane is into Swamp here, doing the checks, found an item in the map chest. I mean, by an item I just mean some more rupees, but it is one of the non-dungeon items in there.
Well, both runners found that much cash, they could even buy a house.
Breath of the Wild actually gave us the going rate for houses in Hyrule. It cost 3,000 rupees, so they're not there yet.
Yeah, but Breath of the Wild plays more in the future, and inflation says old cash is more worth.
You make a good point.
Pet is dead.
Yeah, Ped was indeed boring. Just couch cash. That's the mitts.
One item left. Could be vanilla.
Potentially. I mean, if it was me, I was definitely hoping to find some Mario before mitts, because now obviously you get all the mitts checks opened up to you, which be pretty tedious to trawl back through. Got like the Smith Chain, Dark Death Mountain, Maya area itself all available to us now, which could be awkward locations for us.
Yeah, even Ice Palace.
Yeah, for sure.
But I couldn't blame them, just try to find it in Maya. If it's not a God Maya, you have to do the whole one too.
Yeah,
anyway.
no, I would definitely go to my area next just to check the medallion, do the shared, do checkerboard. Whether I would dip the dungeon or not, I'm not sure.
But Hitsuyan on the other side won't be able to do it. Cause no flute.
Yeah, and as we've mentioned a few times, we still haven't seen the lamp, which I think would have been really good for Hitsuyan. Because at that point, you obviously know that it kind of has to be the flute on Lammo, and you go and get it, but until the lamp shows up, he's not going to know that.
Oh, Quake.
Alright, Quake it is, we can get in. So it is just Kane for go mode. There it is.
Here's go mode.
Alright. 58 minutes and 18 seconds by the looks of it. That is go mode for Buane. And
This is
yeah,
an
with
evil position.
yeah,
for
exactly.
Hitsuyan.
With Samaria being locked behind the flute here, it seems yeah, it seems pretty hard to imagine a comeback here.
Yeah, just hope for Hitsuyan that he will take the ABCD.
Yeah, it's not outrageous either. Like you could run over here, do Wombo's tablet into finishing desert. Like it seems like a completely reasonable play to me. It looks like at least the first part of that is happening here.
Let's hope for the second part too. Of course, we all want a race. And with Glove, there are a lot of checks.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's so many rabbit holes Hitsuyan could go down here, so it looks like it's good news.
Yeah, he's gonna make sure if it's lamp or flute.
Yeah, exactly. So he's going to beat the dungeon here, get the flute, and he's going to go and activate it. We'll then obviously also find go mode pretty quickly in my area, I'd imagine. But yeah, Buane by that point is going to be quite a few minutes ahead.
And Hitsuyan won't feel that good with flute there.
Yeah, exactly.
He can imagine Buane did it. Pretty early.
Yeah, it's obviously a gamble Hitsuyan made to go up the mountain rather than back into desert. Obviously, it's a gamble that could have paid off. If it was just lamp there, then it probably would have worked out pretty well for Hitsuyan, but being flute, it's certainly been costly. That's the way of rando sometimes. You've got to make those gambles sometimes, especially up against good opponents. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. Hitsuyan does at least get to cash in on the Silver Arrows Lambo fight, save a tiny bit of time over the fight Buane would have done at the time, but yeah, going to be pretty upset to see that flute drop.
Yeah, the time save is nothing compared to the time loss.
Yeah, exactly. Buane getting through the dark rooms here in Maya. Through the worst of it now, I'm going to re-emerge into the light here and go and fight Vitreous. Should make easy work of it with the silvers.
And then you play a little game. Do you want to explain it?
Yeah, sure. So there's 22 possible locations in Gannon's Tower that can have the big key, and we can all go ahead and guess where it's going to be. We'll let you start firing some numbers in here as soon as Buane gets Vitreous killed.
And here's our mirror shield. And basement is still not checked, and both runner won't check it.
Yeah, very true. It could be the lamp. Alright, there's Hitsuyan's go mode.
And Hitsuyan is one almost full clear Maya behind.
Yeah, it looks like about a little under 5 minutes, I think, between them hitting go mode.
Yeah, both did green pendant.
Yeah, Green Pendant was actually our tempered sword, so it was a pretty good one. We haven't found the last sword yet, so it's actually quite important.
Well, yesterday on the quarterfinal, you saw your fourth sword on pad.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sword on ped, and then the convenient tempered sword at the top of Gannon's Tower.
Yeah, last check.
Sometimes you've got to validate the run, and you get paid off for it. Wow, Turtle Rock was Bombos. The game did absolutely not want us to go in there today. Never found the Bombos Medallion. Samaria was our go mode. Yeah, we could keep well away from TR.
So Twinex has got a big coffee break. Until the next seed. Well, at the moment, only a bad big key position, evil Twoldorm, the bridge, or Ganon. One of them could bring Hitsuyan a little bit time.
Yeah, I think probably most of them are going to have to do some work if if anything's going to happen here.
Well, if the big key is on tire room and Hitsuyan goes straight for it.
Yeah, that's definitely one way that could save a decent chunk. Buane's doing the Dark Magician route here, also known as the Buane route, so it's hardly a surprise to see it. Right, was a small key there in Hope Room as well, so it's worth noting that if you were a Hope Right gamer, you would have been able to pursue this.
Unfortunately, Hitsuyan does cutscene chest.
Yeah, I didn't spot where the big key actually was, but
The big key in Maya was on the right side.
sure. All right, GT is giving us some more juice as well. I found red mail and half magic there, so going to be a real cozy climb. Already had mirror shield and silver arrows. Just about all the conveniences we could possibly want.
Yeah. There's only battles left for more convenience.
Alright, there's the big key. I should definitely have been counting. So there's 6 checks on right side, torches 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I believe 12 is the winner. Anyone want to question me on that? I think it's 12. Looks like nobody... Oh, no, hang on. Suboskar did in fact say 12. Congratulations.
Yeah, GG. And while Hitsuyan goes to Iti, Buane is on his way up to the tower. Only Modem could give a little bit of time if he's trolling.
Yeah, you mentioned all those safeties. You haven't got to have a ton of hearts this season. I mean, it should be fine. Buane very much knows what he's doing here, but I mean, in principle, you could end up dying somewhere up the tower here.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to go dashing into BMOS every now and then.
But the biggest chances on giving Hitsuyan time is Moldrum at the moment. Cause Buane has such a good... Oh. Okay.
There's
Execution sometimes trolls too.
Yeah, there's about 6 seconds of of time save.
But not enough. Almost the walk, climb, mountain, it's a lot of time. And I think there has to be more than just 1, 2, or 3 falling downs on Moldrum.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It could almost be 1 death now. Here in tower. Just to make it a closer race.
Buane slightly misplacing the bomb there. Going to get a little bit beaten up by the spikes, but because obviously just powder here and with 2 fairies, we're back into safety mode.
Yep. And Moldrum 2 dies pretty fast.
Yep, Bolton was a good boy today. Didn't bother us too hard. Onward Sag and M2. So yeah, after the siege kind of threw us up some weird things early on. It kind of evened out after a while and gave us quite a nice little path at the end there. Like the Dark World was all relatively straightforward. We got to stay completely out of 2 of our pendant dungeons.
Yeah, overall it was a pretty kind seat.
Yeah, I mean the big point here obviously was just getting
Yeah,
that flute
flute.
early versus not.
Yeah. Follow logic versus not following logic. What's the biggest point here?
Alright, down Buane goes to fight this pig.
And Hitsuyan says, yep, I will go left side. Good
Alright,
for him,
that's
but not
yeah,
enough.
that's good news. Exactly. It's you know, it's one of the things that had to happen, certainly. We saves around about a minute on Buane's route here. Yeah, Buane gets the nice little one-on-one there.
Oh no, silvers.
See if we can get a double here to finish it off. No, he's going to go for the singles by the looks of it. So one more torchlight.
Yeah, just play it safe down.
Yep. Alright, the pig is exploding. Buane's just got to walk across this bridge, and then that will be that. He can claim his place in the semi-finals.
So, say GG on Buane. With an official time on 1 hour, 30 minutes, and about 1 second.
Yep, exactly 1 second according to race time anyway. Looks like we've got a forfeit on Hitsuyan's side. Yeah, Hitsuyan was climbing at the end there. Looks like it would have been maybe 4 or 5 minutes difference, but certainly put up a good fight. We'll see if either of our runners wants to join us here for a little interview. But yeah, obviously Buane takes the win there. Going to move on to the semi-finals, where he will be facing Gamachu, another very accomplished randomizer player.
Well, let's see if they wanna join us.
Looks like they haven't got, or Buane hasn't got an invite. I don't know how to fix that.
I see why. The tracker said no to my click.
Ah, fantastic. There we go. Alright, problem solved. We're now joined by Buane. GG's.
Hey, Rob. What's up? What's up?
Yeah, it's pretty good, thanks. Must feel pretty good for you as well. Semi-finalist.
Yeah, not a great start to this one. So of course you kind of feel that hanging over you the whole time. Double dip Eastern, double dip Desert. Didn't need to do both of them. Am I just 2.5 minutes behind? Look, all the items are showing up right in order. I started to feel better after Graveyard Ledge. That was kind of like, okay, well, maybe he just doesn't do Graveyard Ledge, so that's just a win condition. And once I got to the point where it was like, good thing I didn't do Pyramid Catfish, Pyramid Fairy, Pyramid Catfish, like after Eastern and Pod. And I didn't do, like, I skipped some smaller stuff, like didn't bother with the powder when I was over in Village because we started getting items. So it felt much better once I was in GT, but still, Hitsu's really good. I kind of threw away 2-3 minutes in the early game. Turns out he did too, so that didn't hurt, but it still feels bad the rest of the seed.
Yeah, you obviously both did both of those double dips, which kind of felt great. But yeah, obviously the big difference was you went straight back to Desert and Hitsuyan didn't, and it was the flute that.
I don't know
won it.
what's right there. Yeah, that's weird because like I had the whole run back over to Desert to think it over after I'd kind of committed, and I was like, it's probably flute, which means I can't get screwed if I don't sequence break, and then it's flute on the mountain, and I could have gotten back to Desert faster or something like that. So it feels okay, I guess, to do it either way. I don't know really which way is right, but because like it can't be hammer or something like that, and then you're like, oh, I didn't get hammer before I went up Death Mountain. So I don't think you really can get wrecked either way ish.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't be.
You gotta
it
go
couldn't be
back.
Dark
You gotta go
World,
back
right?
eventually, right?
You were still 2 items from Dark World, right? You hadn't got a hammer or a pearl at that point, so it was basically going to be lamp or flute.
And it just, especially after Fire Rod was the piece to get you to Landmo, it's like it feels really, really, really likely it's going to be flute there, but maybe not like 100%, but more likely it's flute than lamp. And I don't think you can really get screwed either way you want to play it, as long as you go back once like you're done with Death Mountain or if you get Dark World access on Death Mountain, which we did, then like you gotta I feel like you gotta maybe prioritize it like because it feels more likely to be flute than lamp. But then of course lamp doesn't show up for so long, so you're like, man, I guess I just skipped the lamp in Desert for a little bit. I'm not gonna go back there, and I'll wait for myself to get flute so I can get there faster. But yeah, not in this one.
Yeah, neither of you ever found the lamp actually, because we were saying early on could actually be a good thing for Hitsuyan to find it, because it would obviously say that it wasn't lamp on Lampo, so it would make you go back for the flute.
Yep.
But it never showed up.
Probably Womp or Ice or something stupid.
Yeah, or even your skipped Hera basement.
Oh, that's true. Could have been the basement. Yeah, at that point, once Hammer shows up, can't see basement being a good option. But yeah, there actually wasn't. Boy, it was tough. It was tough to find like obvious. Oh, I'm not gonna do that spots that didn't feel just like my opponent's also gonna skip this, like Hera basement and left side swamp. At that point, Hitsu probably did not do that either. I'm assuming. I don't know if he did the powder turn in. That felt like it was just going to slow down that section of the game, and
yeah, he did that.
Okay, he did do that. Yes, I mean, it's reasonable to do it because like you're right there, but it was hard to figure out how far. This felt like one that like you're either 2 minutes behind or you're like 2 minutes ahead. It was going to be pretty close at that section of the game. So I don't know. Maybe I was like pushing it, like just I like to find some things to skip, but it's hard when you feel like you might be starting from a deficit. Like if I threw away 2.5 minutes in the light world because I double dipped both those dungeons and Hitsu didn't, it's like, well, skipping one thing here and there is not going to make that 3 minutes back. So is it really worth it? And actually, that probably helped me go to Graveyard Ledge. I don't know if I normally would swing up that way post Skull Woods in your average seed, but you know, feeling like, hey, there's a good chance I'm maybe 3 minutes behind already. Like checking some of the slightly out of the way locations is probably better than trying to grind all that time back by skipping all the bad locations. So that actually was very useful, because if you skip those flippers there, it's just you're dead in this one. So like I said, I started feeling better after I found those, because it was, even though he didn't skip them, there was a real chance that players could route around that and then get really in big trouble.
Yeah, there was also incentive to go that way after Skull, just because you wanted to peek at Bumper Cave, because you
Yeah,
obviously will have seen the cape a while ago.
For sure, that helped too. Sometimes the seed helps you not, ruin your day. So shout out to the seed in some ways. Yeah, Dark World ended up working really, really, really well for me. Yes, there's a world where you just get to go mode pod in Eastern. Like there is that. If you just really started on the left side and said, not going over to the bow dungeons, like you could have, picked up bow after your swamp clear and then just flew to Mire and you're in go mode and you get to go mode pod in Eastern. Well, I guess not really Eastern, but you obviously don't even think about Pyramid Fairy and things like that. So that's like the real perfect Dark World route. But ours worked pretty well. So was feeling pretty solid in GT. But again, I've played Hitsu a lot, and he's a really good player. He's got an undeserved reputation as this really big gambler, which maybe he once was, but he's really solid. Just he routes really solidly now. It's always fun to play him. He's a good challenge, and I've played him a lot. Like he might be my most matched player on ladder, so it's always fun to get a matchup against Hitsu.
Yeah, and speaking of matchups, you've got Gamachu up next. How are you feeling about that one?
Speaking of matchups that don't normally go very well for me, yes, Gamachu has beat me a number of times in a row, I think, on ladder. So it'll be fun. If you're making if you did a straw poll in the community, like name the top rando player right now, I would think that Gamachu is going to get the majority of votes from people. So it'll be a fun matchup. Top 4. Nothing to lose. It's been a gauntlet of runners that I've gone through so far, and if it ends up being something like Gamachu into Gem in the finals or something silly like that, then okay, sign me up.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you're still in. You're alive, right?
Yeah, it could be.
Hey,
It could
there
be the
you
all.
go.
Yeah, it could be the all NMG finals.
I forgot. I forgot. That's right. See, so I'm booking a ticket to the finals against Rob. Let's see each other there.
Yeah, I'll take that deal.
But yeah, it's fun. Like it's rando. It's best of one. Just leave it all out there. Don't have any regrets with the play too conservative or something like that. I've exited tournaments kind of disappointed by like, man, I played a little conservative because it was a tournament and I was trying to out execute my opponent and stuff like that. But if I can walk away, if Hitsu would beat me on this one by 2-3 minutes, it's tip your hat. He's a really good player, and what else would I have done? So try to take that attitude into the game against Gamachu and see what happens. But he's a super tough opponent, and it would be my first win in a long time, 1v1 against him. If ever, I don't even know. I don't have ladder up, so I can't check. I know he's beaten me like the last 3-ish times that we've gotten matched up on ladder. So I might be winless against him in my career. So we'll see if we can turn that around.
Well, best of luck.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Thank you.
Appreciate the solo duty here. Heavy lifting, I'm sure. At least it was a quicker one, so.
Yeah, Nervin helped me out quite a lot. Yeah, as well as tracking, did chime in on comms as well.
Okay.
So yeah,
he was helping out. Cool. Well, shout out to Nervin. But yeah, everybody else who made it happen behind the scenes, real fun, and we get one more at least.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to follow our runners today. They've put on a good show for you. And yeah, I hope to see you all back for more randomizer action in the future. Thanks again to Nervin for co-comming and tracking with me, and our runners and SpeedGaming for hosting this event.
GG's.
GG.